I want to grab you. I saw this art and I immediately went, damn, this art. The perspective, the shoes, the line art, you just nail this style so well.
Thank you.
So please, how would you describe yourself, your art?
Just there. No.
Instead.
I don't know, I'm trying to go for a mix of, like, a sketchbook, creepy kinda style, but I still got the, anime style within me, like, it just won't go away, I guess.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm trying to, like, put how do I say this? I'm bad at words. Put traditional watercolor texture into digital since, like, I can do watercolor traditionally, I just prefer not to. I try to keep my colors very muted, try to stay with the, theme I'm going with.
Mhm. But actually, now that you say it, with the watercolor vibes, because this one doesn't really have that deep of a shading as well. The colors are very uh, rendering.
Yeah,
It's all very flat and
I
everything.
did quite some shading a few years back, and I'm like, "It looks too cluttered, I better, like, keep things flat."
I think these are older pieces with more
I'll say,
shading
like
then.
pretty much, I'll say, like, 3, 4 years older.
To be fair, this one also has a lot of flatness, but there is more rendering.
Mhm. I let me tell you, I love drawing Edward and all the details that go into the scissors, the hair, and the outfit, oh my god. But it is so worth it. It's my little baby boy. I love Edward
Yes.
so much. 'Cause, like, I always like to think about this, I feel like I'm exactly him. Like, 1, I live in a
Mhm.
black house, my hair is always a mess, I have a collection of belts, I'm quite
Mhm.
creative. It all lines up.
Yes. Have you ever been seen in the same room together? I think not. Also, so basically we have this design and everything, but um, what was the name again? Nightmare Before Christmas is also what I think about when I see your art a lot.
Exactly, Tim Burton is one of my inspirations, but my biggest inspiration is Abigail Larson. Her work is just mwah, French kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wanna eat it every single time she uploads art. Like, if you ever walked into a Hot Topic or Spencer's and you see the Night Before Christmas or Beetlejuice tarot cards, that's done by her,
Abigail Larson.
Abigail Larson. I'll type the name in chat just in case. Exactly, she's my
Yes.
queen.
But I
I
think.
will say
Mhm.
the, Subway one is one of my favorites because I like to slip in, logos and watermarks as if they're graffiti signs. I don't know if you caught that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think this one is a reference to your webcomic.
It is. I
Yes.
love slipping in Easter eggs here and there. It's so fun.
Mm-hmm. What did I want to say? Ah, right. I think this one is also more of your modern style, but I don't know. I think this one is probably your newest picture.
It's my latest one. I do like to do some 3D, like, painting here and there. Sometimes it's not all the time. It's
Hmm.
time consuming.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, like, once I lock in, I lock in. And
The
I think I
artist
did that
struggle.
in, like, what, 3 hours? Since it's
What?
not very much to do.
This was 3 hours.
Yeah, I did it on stream. From sketch to final.
Crazy. Can you say it
I
takes
don't
a
know, I
long
just work like
time?
that.
You are speed.
To me.
But yeah, the
I
perspective on this is still so insane.
I
But yeah,
mean,
we
isn't
have
there
the.
another
Hmm?
painted piece I sent you?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, that one, the red one.
Yes.
That one took me 7 hours and several hand cramps.
Oh no.
Most of that work went into the hair, obviously, and some rendering on the jacket.
Hmm.
So, yeah, yeah.
To be fair, you can see the level of detail. Just the cloth rendering is insane.
As I was rendering that, I'm like, I don't know how I did it. I just did it.
Like if I was
Yeah, even the little
100% looking at the screen, I might think it was a picture.
I even added in the, little ridges for the end of the jacket.
Hmm.
It's very subtle, but it's there.
And you can see
Yeah,
this is hand drawn 100%. But if you zoom out, it just looks
exactly.
very natural.
No AI was used whatsoever.
Yes. Honestly, no matter if you do the full rendered one or just the very flat ones, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
And we have the lurky art for Homicipher.
I put so much love into this.
And we know the good boy deserves some head pats.
Yes.
Also, who's the doll?
That is my partner K. My
Oh,
little, my vampire Dembo. I love him so much.
yes, it's adorable. Also, this art piece?
Stupid dog, but I love that stupid dog. I swear this show was my entire childhood. I was raised on Cartoon Network, so me and my grandma, we love this
Mhm.
show to death. And like, what? It's almost been a year since the voice actor for Muriel passed away, and I'm about to meet the voice actor for Courage real soon. So I have to
Oh,
draw this piece.
yes. Also, drawing older people in general is very difficult.
I rarely draw older people, so I'm like, when I was drawing her, I'm like, okay, so I've been paying attention to the features, like,
Mhm.
saggy skin, some random moles appear here and there. I pay attention to anatomy.
But yeah, basically, your art is a hodgepodge of what you have learned, of what you think looks good on your own art, and your inspirations.
Yeah.
And I think it's very crazy to think that basically you can look at an art piece and go, oh yeah, I want to spend about this amount of time on it. So I'm gonna draw it like this.
I did kind of start drawing
Mhm.
in this type of style back in 2018. I don't want to show like the rough images. They look so ugh.
Mhm.
So like the more I keep at it, the more I practice, the more I draw it over and over again. That's like one of the biggest secrets to like if you want to make your art look better, constantly flip it, redraw it as many times as you can, and if it looks right to you, it looks right to you. That you done it. That's my tip.
That's a very good tip. When it comes to art that isn't your own, what would be your favorite art style?
Besides Abigail Larson.
I mean, yeah, Abigail Larson definitely qualifies.
Damn, I should have thought about this. Well, I guess I also like this cartoony 90s. Like if you like let's say if you were to go into a hot topic in the late 90s, early 2000s, and if you see this on
Mhm.
a shirt, it would fit. And also the color scheme that they use is just crisp. I love it.
So it's mostly for you not general art styles, but specific people making their own art style work very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm starting to stick with like a horror, creepy, edgy kind of vibe, but I'm still trying to make it fun so a lot of people can enjoy it, if it makes
Mhm.
sense. But Trium is a background, and I hate drawing backgrounds. How can you do this to me? Trees.
So you mostly like to draw characters, also what I see here.
Characters. As you may have noticed, most of my most of the backgrounds I use are is just a gradient or a flat watercolor. So the fact that I do backgrounds is actually rare.
You said you were basically holding your or working on your art style since 2018, or you have been drawing in that art style already a bit.
Yes, I have.
How did you actually get into art in general?
Besides, like that, I kept doodling when I was like 2, 5 years old. I kid you not, I still have it somewhere in my closet. I took one of my mom's old Garfield notebooks, or not notebooks, but comic book, and I remember doodling on one of the blank pages. I
Mhm.
even I think I ran out of paper at some point. I doodled on the walls. Like I don't know. I'm always drawing. I can even look back to my old schoolwork. It's always there. It's like every birthday party, I'm there, kind of thing. Um, and then eventually, when I was 10 years old. That was when I first used the laptop ever. And then that's when I discovered the the art website itself, DeviantArt. And
Ooh.
that's when I discovered like people can draw on the computer. How do you do that? And then, I discovered the free program everybody has, which is MS Paint. I tried doing something here and there. I'm like, it's something. Hopefully, I'll get better. And then I discovered the program, Paint Tool SAI, and that's when I really went out with it. I wish I could try to save all the pieces that I can, but unfortunately, I can't because web archive and something or some shit. And
Mhm.
then I recently found out from my friend, like, oh, if you want that pen stroke thing, you can draw on your phone. And I'm like, mind blown. Like every year, I'm like, what? You can do that? So, and I've been using the program called Autodesk Sketchbook since 2014, all the way to 2021. And that's when I finally got myself a proper tablet. And that's all of the art styles that you're seeing currently. Yeah, I do not want to go back to drawing on phone. That was hell. Yeah, I guess that was my art journey. I went from doodling on books and walls to MS Paint to Paint Tool SAI to Autodesk and then to now.
So you heard it here. If you learn drawing with Garfield,
This is where you end up at.
Garfield to Goth pipeline.
Specifically, doodle the Little Mermaid on Garfield. That's what I did.
Crazy. Also very adorable.
I was a die-hard Little Mermaid fangirl. And then look at me now. Just dark and depressed and edgy. Don't talk to me, mom.
You already answered a few of the questions I will usually list up here, because it was just very influential for your art style, but inspiration changes, all of that aside, what did you struggle with a lot during your art journey?
Anatomy. Basically, everyone, the hands. But I can't wait to share my latest VTuber model design that I just did the other night. And when I tell you I cooked on the hands, I cooked on the
Ooh.
hands. Just you wait until you see. Yeah, anatomy was always a big struggle for me. Like I always do the legs too long. I still do the legs too long, but I'm like, you know what? It looks good. I like long legs. And
Mhm.
there would be some times where the head's all the way off to one side, one eye is bigger than the other. The lips are too big, arms are too long. Somehow stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know how I do this, but then like it's on phone. I can't really use a lot of tools, and this
Mhm.
program sucks, but it's all I have.
Drawing on phone seems insane.
Yeah, I think like if I could try to find one decent piece that I done on phone, then I could probably share with you if that's all right.
Absolutely.
I'm looking through all these are all so bad.
Looking at old art. The eternal nightmare.
I guess here's my
Mhm.
popular one. This one got a lot of love.
And you drew
There's
that one on
that.
the phone?
I did
You're
at
never gonna
work
believe it.
too, and I'm not supposed to, but I got away with it.
You drew this on the phone.
Yes,
How big is your phone?
it was a Samsung. I don't know. This was in 2019. Whatever. I don't know.
That's insane.
I have another recent one, and I like that one very much. I think I could try to
Uh-huh.
pull it up real quick.
Yes.
A lot of zooming in, zooming out. I'm like, if I zoom out, it looks all right. Zoom
Uh-huh.
in, do the line, zoom out, and then look at it's a lot of that.
Yeah. Probably a lot of patience
Yes.
involved.
This is the latest piece I've done on phone, which was back in July. I'm super proud of this one.
It's insane that this has been drawn on a phone, sorry.
I don't know, I don't know. I just did it.
Yep. I guess if you're stubborn enough.
Well, I guess I am grateful that I was still using Autodesk for this, and they did uploaded some features, like I can add with the stabilization for pen strokes, so I was able to do all those curves evenly. Yeah, that was the most annoying one. It didn't when I was using Autodesk back in like 15, 16, it didn't have a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, stabilization is probably extremely handy. Since we're at the topic of practicing and all that kind of stuff, I think, going by what you've said so far, you have mostly been learning art through making art forever and making always art. Did you also do any specific exercises? Like, I don't know, drawing boxes, making perspectives?
I feel like I should have. I should have some pieces. Most likely I did. I was learning perspective earlier this year. Like I finally got it down. But if I had to try to do it on my own, I'm like, "Ugh, I can't. I need the rulers. Nope, there's still no backgrounds this year. I despise backgrounds.
That is completely fine.
No, I'm sorry, but yeah, drawing boxes does help a lot, especially for perspective and like 3D stuff. I did learn that in art class back in high school. And another
No?
a really big tip, like if you're drawing traditionally, save dark colors for last. That's like the biggest helpful tip I was ever received. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't find any perspective pieces for this year.
That's completely fine. The big question is gonna be anyway what your least favorite exercise is.
Can I answer that how many times?
All of them. No
Um,
exercises, only art.
least exercise besides backgrounds in an anime. Uh, I guess like a personal exercise for me that I'm not really fond of is trying to find my own chibi style. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to do it like not supposed to, but like I don't know if I want to do it like a traditional sharp chibi kind of way like the rest of the anime artists do, or if I want to switch to that little emo art style of the 2000s for nostalgic. I don't know. So I'm like I kind of torn in between there, so that's why I rarely do any chibi arts.
Okay.
There's that. Trying to find the right colors for like anything. Like the more you understand it, the more easier it gets. Like contrast. Like let's say for example, your character is blue and you want them to pop out, but you can't have a blue background. You need the opposite. So you need like a red color or something. I guess there's that. But other than that, it's always been like backgrounds, perspective, anatomy, hands that I don't like.
Basically, everything that is an exercise and not just putting art on paper is tedious.
Yeah.
And I probably teased the question already, but what is your favorite fruit?
I like a lot. I really like watermelons and pears. Sometimes I like apples. I just don't like the dark red ones. I like pink ladies or golden ones. I like the sweet ones. I'm a very sweet tasting person. Like I love sweets. Should I draw a pear for stream? I should.
Yes. Do you think you can make one in 60 seconds?
Is that a bet?
Yes.
Let's see. Applications.
That looks
The
perfect.
new annoying orange character. Sad pear.
I think that one
Give
is
the
not gonna go
pear
well.
fish. Y'all are already accessorizing the pear. I haven't even drawn it yet. Y'all are so silly.
Okay, we got some chicken scratch action. Got the little emo fringe.
Mm-hmm. Whatever chat wants, chat gets.
That's a that's a fishnet. I love this.
You know what? A piercing. There.
Bam. That was 45 seconds.
45.
To be fair, there is no color, but we have decoration and
And
accessories. Thank you, thank you. For the hair, I saw you use, what was that? The lasso tool, or was it just filling?
lasso. Yeah.
Nice.
It's like one of my favorite tools to like quickly fill in. Universally, from all artists, we can all agree we hate the bucket tool. It does not work.
The other thing I saw was using chicken scratch. Every artist I've talked to so far says, oh yeah, people say don't use chicken scratch, but I am using chicken scratch.
Leave me and my chicken scratches alone.
Everyone
Yeah,
does
like
them.
I'll draw faces normally like this, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
lower it. I go smoother, and yeah. So leave me and my chicken scratches alone.
That also looked really intentional and cool, the way you went about it. Sadly, I will have to hide Emo Pair from screen for the time being, but just know it is watching from the shadows,
Oh no.
silently
I mean, I
judging
can
us.
hide it for you.
um, so you said you basically started very early also with DeviantArt and stuff? For example, people liked this art, but there's probably art that people haven't liked as much and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm curious about is, did the input from other people basically make it easier or harder for you?
I guess it just depends. I guess in a way it helps. So I would say it's a bit easier.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just my take.
Even if you get mean critique, that clearly comes from someone who has no idea what they are talking about.
Yeah, like I will say unwanted critique like is not necessary. Like I don't need to hear it. But like
Hmm.
I guess the more you read into it, it does like help you open your eyes more, I guess, and try to, help you in a way. Like
Hmm.
I didn't ask for it. I may need it.
Very valid. Okay.
Yeah.
So critique always comes from a place, basically. I think the only question I have left for this part is actually, what are your experiences with commissions?
I will be honest, I do get overwhelmed by them, especially by last year. Like what was it? I
Hmm.
got think 3, 4, all something like that, all at the same time. And I'm like, oh, this is too much. I really miss
Hmm.
drawing what I want to draw, but if I'm open for them, I'm open for them. I gotta keep my promise.
Hmm.
The commissions has its ups and downs. I've been doing them for years. Keep the details. What I find really helpful for each client is that let's say they want a character with like this vibe or this vibe, like a little bunny, and they want
Hmm.
some of this. Create a mood board for all of that so you could keep everything like, okay, got that, got that, got that. So now we got like this some fiery bunny girl
Hmm.
with fishnets, whatever, that's just an example. Always keep the client happy. Share. What I always do is do like a really rough kind of sketch. And they'll be like, okay, so this is the ideal sketch. Is that what you're looking for? And they're like, yeah, but like bend his arm a little. And I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and do that like that. And they'll be like, yeah, rough sketches here and there. Every now and then they'll ask in like, hey, so how's the progress going on? And you just share like if it's flat colored, fully sketched out, just share what you got, just hear what they have to say, and you get a happy customer in the end. That's my experience.
Hmm. But also, don't forget to draw what makes you happy.
Exactly.
And I am personally, I have the advantage of knowing already, but you are making a webcomic at the side.
Yep. I do miss working on it, but it's good that I'm putting it off to the side because I do gotta rework some stories.
Hmm.
Can't share them, but
I think, especially when it comes to webcomics, you have a lot of characters at the same time and a lot of different characters designed to keep track of.
I do have some notes and little journals here and there to keep track of each character. Like, okay, I got this character and they're this. Here's their
Hmm.
backstory. But wait a minute. This doesn't sound right. So let me just take away some of that. And I'm like, okay, now we're getting progress here. That's how I've been reworking on my stories. I'm trying to give them like make them make sense, fit the theme and aesthetic I'm trying to go for. I decided to set my comic time place to be 1999, 2000. I kind of didn't exist at that point, but I'm just doing so much research. I'm trying to see like, okay, so how did people in the 90s act? Like what slang did they use? What did they do that was considered cool, all this and that? I have so many characters. Some of them they don't have fleshed out stories just yet, but we'll get to them eventually.
I think I'm just gonna pull up the question earlier, but when it comes to character design of the webcomic characters, how do you balance the time it takes to draw them to actually just designing them as you envision?
I guess it's right now. Don't worry about these two. They're still a work in progress. But
Mhm.
when designing these characters, he had a different design at first, but then I decided to change him. Like, you know what? If he was in the 2000s, what would they wear? So he was an inspiration of like some artists here and there, like Murder Dolls or Merlin Manson. So I'm trying to incorporate the hairstyle. Um, Drip pants is a must. Some platform
Mhm.
shoes, and let's make him like a fan favorite. If he was a fan's favorite, make him the pretty boy. So pink and all this and that. Like these are also some of the traits that I like. Like, what if I had an OC whose color scheme is pink? This one. What if like they're a boy, they like makeup? This one. What if they're this and that?
Mhm.
This one. I want him to be the fan favorite. We
Yes.
got that little angsty little emo one. It's this one. You want that rebellious punk one? I got you. You want that one who thinks he knows it all and likes vampires? This one. And so on and so forth. You want a Japanese dude? I got you. Stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. His design, it literally came to me like the second I laid down. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a cool design. I gotta draw that out before I go to sleep. And that's how I came up with him. He went through so many designs. It's just, ugh, it was ugly. Like at first, he originally just had a side hairstyle. That was it. And I'm like, you know what?
Mhm.
Full head of hair. Let's make you make sense visually. Punk one, I try to incorporate styles from like 2000s punk bands, maybe even 80s. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me on the time. But ripped t-shirts, chokers are a must.
Mhm.
I need to change this one up because I now want to give him like some baggy jeans, whatever kind of shoes these are, if y'all see my vision.
Yes.
um, that. So I want to fix that up eventually.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, this one is just I really like the black and white aesthetic that you've probably seen all over Pinterest. If not, I don't know. I really like the faded hand tips here and there,
Mhm.
white dreads because I don't really see that on anyone. Long ass skirts, I don't see that on anyone. I'm like, yeah. So whatever I like, I try to put into each one of these little babies.
So basically, you don't
Some
care
hands,
about the time it takes you, you just put the art that comes to mind.
pretty much, yeah.
Because if you go and look up, oh yeah, what should I know to make art and stuff, you'll always find, okay, you gotta know this, you gotta know this, and it usually gets summarized as some sort of fundamental.
Hmm.
And the first one I usually ask about is the fundamental of intention, but basically knowing what you want to draw. And I think
Hmm.
for you, you usually have a picture or an idea in your head that you put on the wall or the screen or the phone, whatever you currently have
Yeah,
available.
my head is the phone. Yeah.
For example, for the current picture you're drawing, did you pull up a reference or did you just go with the flow, basically?
Go with the flow. I didn't know what to draw beforehand.
Uh huh.
And like I haven't drawn anything creepypasta related in a while. I haven't done my yearly laughing jack. I gotta draw him every year.
A lot of these questions we have already talked about, but when it comes to your personal opinion, how should someone generally work with references? Is there any specific way except just create a mood board?
I guess mood boards and Pinterest helps. Like I have a folder of on Pinterest for like a lot of stuff like if I need this type of pose, or was it last night? I was trying to go for this specific hand style was like, okay, I want to do this, and then your fingers just kind of do this, like you're some evil scientist or something,
Hmm.
and like that. I'm like, it doesn't look right. And I discovered this technique, like, okay, so I'm looking at my own hands, and when I do that, I get like this triangle kind of shape. So I will take that triangle, kind of warp it into the angle that I'm picturing in my head. Right there
Hmm.
is your mirror line. So I'm like, okay, I know my thumbs need to be there. My pointer fingers need to be there. That has them squished to the thumb, to the fingers. There we go. Evil scientist hands.
Hmm. I see the
Just
vision, yes.
yeah, because Pinterest does not have all the references that I need. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it myself. Yeah, it's just stuff like that.
But that was basically just going the opposite way around and just drawing the basic perspective marker in the middle and placing the hands around it, is what you did, if I saw it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So mostly when drawing references, you just observe very well.
Yep, and sometimes like a lot of people say tracing is bad, but like if you trace over an image, let me add a new layer. If you trace over it like that, do it more times, and as long as you don't claim it's yours, then it's like muscle memory. It actually helps you learn.
Mhm.
Small stuff like that.
So don't be afraid to trace if it is for learning, as long as you don't claim it's
Yeah,
yours.
exactly, yeah.
So your advice for intention is, especially when it comes to references, is just draw a lot, get some muscle memory by practicing, and observe well.
Basically, like every artist says this. I kid you not, every single artist, like they'd be like, how do you draw so well? Practice. But that's what they practice. You
Just
need it,
draw.
practice.
Practice
But
drawing.
that's what the last artist said. Just do it.
Hmm. Then lastly, because you have a very distinct style, do you think there is any importance in drawing in different styles for the sake of practice? For example, I don't know, for you it's probably chibi.
And yeah, because what is it? I got this style that I experimented last year, I think.
Hmm.
Like all eyes, kind of like that. And then I'm like, what if I went the emo way? It's like that. Like, which one fits me more? Like, which one do people like the most? That's what I'm kind of torn between. But
Hmm.
luckily, I still got that old anime art style in me, so I can still do like, oh, you want that waifu one? I got you, waifu. Got some big eyelashes here, pretty. Like, yeah, I can still do it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I guess in a way, some practicing some art styles will help you. I don't know exactly how, but it's fun. I will say that.
So, if you want to get better at art, it is an idea to draw in different art styles, as long as it's fun.
Yeah.
Yee.
Um, I do notice that some of my
Hmm.
art does look a bit stiff. So I don't know if you catch what I did earlier. I fixed his jaw to where like it looked like this before. I'm like, that's not the creepy ex- exaggerated style I'm looking for. So let's bring out that jaw. And I'm like, yeah, that's a clown. This is not a clown. That's just a hot dude. This is a clown. And like cheekbones are must,
Hmm.
twisted smile.
Circling back to the question, your answer is basically you don't have to draw in different styles, but when you want to, just experiment and see what works for you.
Sounds about it. Yeah.
Okay?
For a while, I had some kind of semi-realism style. I
Hmm.
really didn't like it, but it was all I had to do at the time. And I switched over to this. I'm like, this is more fun. This is more, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can do that.
When it comes to putting or intention in general, just intentionally drawing and all that kind of stuff. Is there anything else you want to share?
I did think about this a while. It's just a small tip for when it comes to like posing and such. And some artists, two tips, I guess, actually. Like, let's say if you want to draw someone sitting one leg here and then you got one leg here, you should know that I always like to think like if you're drawing this, you're the cameraman. So foot needs to be something like this. And then I saw this hack on Tumblr a while ago. Not a while ago, but years ago. Um, guidelines like pretend these are tubes and then you'll get just what you're looking for. So yeah, you got someone doing the splits now. Another tip I like to follow, let's say this character is swooning, like oh la la kind of thing. But like, oh no, if he keeps at it like this, he's gonna fall. So I'm like, no, balance your characters. Like, imagine there's a vertical line. I like to do like, I don't know if y'all know, I do this pose a lot. I always give them scoliosis. So this, and then here, leg, here. So as long as like, as long as everything lines up, your character should have no problem tipsy tipsy turvy falling over, whatever. I just did that on my speech. But
Mhm.
you get what I mean.
Mhm.
Ah, colors.
Which is probably very evil considering you do a lot of monochrome pieces in very muted colors.
It's my style. Like I don't mind using colors.
Mhm.
I could pull up like one small piece that has like a lot of colors. I think I did it last year. Yeah, bam,
Ooh,
colors.
colors.
It's animated too, but yeah,
Mhm.
this is just genuinely what it looks like.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid for colors. Hit me with your question.
um, how do you shade down or how do you place highlights in your color wheel, for example? How do you think about light and color when it comes to that?
When it comes to color, I always think the opposite of what it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
So, and there's a lot of guides and tricks to help you on that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so like let's say I want to go with two colors and let's say my main color being blue, your highlight color is going to be orange. So it's always going to be, across from one grid to the other.
Mhm.
Or if you want to do like three colors, got to follow this kind of thingamabob to it. So primary colors is obvious one. Say I want some
Mhm.
reds, some blues, and some yellows. That's what I'm gonna have to go for. And then you could just kind of rotate. Like, what if I just want some like Halloween colors, orange, purple, and green? We can work from there. And let's say he's in a really dark and cool kind of place. I'm gonna color him in real quick. Now I'm sweating that my AC is off. God damn. Texas. Say there's some glow to the side of him.
Mhm.
I just think of where the light is gonna bounce off on that. So maybe this strand here is gonna get a little bit on that ear, a little bit on the feathers. Um, this neck thing, whatever it is. So yeah, you can see like
Mhm.
the light is really contrasted with the blue, so it actually stands out more. Another tip I saw is using primary colors to shade in the faces. So for any like blush areas, you could just do this here,
Mhm.
here. You're gonna get some blush around the eyes. Highlights, gonna place it on the cheekbones, your nose, here, some here on the forehead, the this lip area, whatever it's called, the chin, some shadows. You're gonna place that on top of the eyes, here and there. Maybe some here and there. Set it to overlay, and then like bam, you got some color in this little pretty boy here.
Mhm.
So there's primary colors for that. So yeah, I don't have a problem with colors. I just prefer muted colors because that's the theme I'm going for. Yeah.
And right there, you also put blue for the eyes and red for the cheeks and all that kind of stuff, which is more anatomy knowledge, right?
Yes, wherever places you're gonna blush more. Like
Hmm.
I like to color drop a lot from anime screenshots or cosplay or whatever, and I notice there's blush here, here, me at the tip of the nose, the edges here, lightly on the cheeks, and yeah, shadows, yada yada.
Hmm. And in general, you either pick complementary or triadic colors. So a very mathematical approach to colors to make it pop.
Exactly. And I also just found out
Hmm.
that monochrome does not exactly mean black and white. It just means like
Yes.
one shade, and then you go all the way from there. I just found that
Hmm.
out.
That's also a new latest finding then.
Yeah.
And
Guess we'll go
especially
ahead and
since you
light this
used to
now.
work very black and white, do you work a lot? Do you basically work out the values first and then put color, or is it a mixed process?
Yeah, I think I just do like that subway picture you pulled up. I think I
Hmm.
just do flat color first, and then like I added some filters here and there. Because what I do a lot is like, let's say I do blue, green, throw in some pink, and like those are too bright for me. What if I were to just mute them down a bit? I'm like, that's too gray, that's too colorful, that's perfect. Like I always do
Hmm.
that. So, yeah, for me, I always do flat colors. Then I fix everything I need afterwards. It's kind of like when you like edit a selfie or whatever.
So very just try it out style.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, checking right now to see, but you don't really work with complex light effects like reflection or that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't really touch any of that. I don't think I have any examples. I guess I have one just because it's a painting from an existing portrait. So I did have to
Mhm.
study there and there. I know
Oh.
exactly what you mean. Like, um, yeah, I love this queen. Light
Mhm.
is coming from here. It's bouncing off of her chest, and there is some light hitting here underneath the jaw. So there's one, I
Mhm.
guess. That's all I got. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I
Um,
mean, it's very difficult.
light, very light,
Uh-huh.
light back here.
Mhm. Still looks very good, like the lightning on the face is well done.
I think I could have done better on the nose. It doesn't look sculpted enough, but oh, whatever.
Mhm. You did
Um,
say you like to use, or you recently started, depending on how you want to see it, more perspective work and all that kind of stuff with 1 point, 2 point, 3 point.
I guess say like for what I'm drawing right now, I guess it depends on like character types. I guess I'm
Mhm.
gonna talk about characters more instead of like
Yes.
buildings here and there. Characters like these, if he's always like scary, edgy, angry kind of characters, they always form more of a triangle shape. So that's what you see like a lot here. Triangle this, triangle that, that. You don't see it fully, but when you do that enough, you'll see it. Softer characters, they're more round face, like me in real life. I have a round face, so it's more softer, more curvier, more,
Mhm.
and then like angry buff characters, they're gonna go like strong jawline, and then they got build or whatever. They're always gonna be like square. Yeah, I guess
Mhm.
shapes are really important to me. But I always go for triangular things. 'Cause that's just how I see things.
Mhm. Triangles.
Oh yeah, the change the
Uh-huh.
art please please change the art piece black and white. So I guess that's another color thing I forgot to mention.
Mhm.
Let me try to think of an example. So you're looking at yourself and you think to yourself like, this doesn't look wrong. How can I look at this in another way? Set it to black and white, and I don't know if I'm allowed to use K's upcoming part, but I noticed that the wings that they were trying to draw involved like two colors, like here and there. And when I
Mhm.
set into black and white, it all just kind of blended into one color. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. These are examples, by the way. We got this color, and they're the same in black and white. So different colors, just the same shade. That's what I've noticed. So if you want to make things more stand out, you can use the same shade, lighter color or a darker color, so they really like contrast between the two.
Mhm.
You can
Mhm.
clearly see it's like a green and then a purple, but if I set it to black and white, it merges into each other.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm saying like yeah, different colors, just the same shade. And that's what I've noticed. If you want the wings to pop out, maybe try to highlight the wings a bit more, and it'll really make the wings pop out.
Mhm.
Small little helpful tip.
Yes. Keep the values in mind. And you said for the shapes, the classic triangle, circle, cube thing is basically make the shapes you design for the character match what the character displays personality wise.
Exactly. And if you're writing a character and if you don't feel like it's right to you, like just think what kind of character are they gonna be? Are they gonna be angsty? Are they strong and tough? Are they sensitive and soft? It'll really help you along the way. You know, like I'm not trying to call an artist out there. Like not every character has to be a triangle. Like change it up a bit.
But we love the triangles.
Yeah, but I will change things if I have to.
I mean, it's funny to see. I do have a chibi, so it is a bit more round and a bit more squarish, but mostly round. And you are definitely triangle presented.
hmm even that chibi art stylist experiment, it's still triangle. I'm like, no, I'll stick with the
Yes.
emos, stick with the rounds.
When it comes to very, I think you are very good at reducing details, but especially in the art piece with the sweater, for example, you have a very complex soft body shape. How do you approach that in drawing when it comes to very complex, finer shapes?
Like complex as in like too much detail or
Yes, for example, if you were to draw a clockwork mechanism or mecha or just
oh
complex
my
soft
gosh,
bodies.
I hate those. That's one of my
Yes.
weaknesses, like mechanics and all that. Um I don't know. I guess like if I'm going for like a painting kind of look, say this is the background. We got some tubings here and there. And then let's say I add some gears. I guess I would do something like that. I do have a
Hmm.
little mechanic piece I can share. Let me try to pull it up real quick. Yep, I guess there's all these little details. I hated doing these, but
Hmm.
for this specific style, steampunk, I guess it just doesn't have to make sense. So I just go whatever I do, whatever feels right.
Okay, so just make it look good.
That's my rule. I don't really follow anything.
Another artist basically said it's the rule of cool. If it doesn't make sense but it looks cool, then it's good.
Yeah.
And I assume you just draw the base shape and then put the smaller details on the shape, going by how you work it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you earlier when you worked out the face shape. You basically do very rough lines first before you even start with the chicken scratches, and then you chicken scratch out the finer face shape.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you approach soft body shapes in general?
Yeah. Yeah, like when I do faces, I do this. Like, okay, my side of the face is gonna be there, my chin's gonna be here,
Hmm.
and then forehead, the crease of the eye, cheek, chin, and I always do 3/4 faces. I think every artist does.
Hmm.
They're gonna be facing this way, and then if I want them to look up, they're gonna go up, down, and yeah, I always start with the nose, eyebrows, some kind of eye shape.
Hmm.
there, and then I flip it over like, okay, so this does not fit this one. This one's more triangle. This one's more round. If I could change it here and there. Yeah,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Reminds me a lot of gesture drawing in the way you approach shapes with the initial lines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you also draw, for example, the sitting bodies or just posing in general, also with the big lines first? Or do you approach those differently?
Yeah, I should. Um, I always do my poses like this, facing this way is scoliosis, and then
Hmm.
pelvis, thighs, and that. I block my bodies into like simplified
Hmm.
shapes and parts. So like let's say this is person like hunching over, do that. Give him a temporary leotard, whatever it is. I do an oval for a leg, rough triangle shape for another leg, and then shoulders. Always connect the pits to the breasts, and then just do that. Make sure that the elbow always lines up to the waist, because I don't know if you notice that with your own body, they always line up.
Hmm.
And yeah, simplify shapes and then lower that. You can go into more detail, just add some fat in there, curve the body. Here's is always a confusing part because I'm like, is the camera facing this way or is the camera facing this way? If so, which area of the leg should overlap? So I'm like, if I'm going, because I see more of this area, so I'm like, okay, the thigh should be overlapping the leg.
Hmm.
And yeah, I always follow blocks, sketch over it, and then go into more finer detail over that.
Hmm. So you don't start gesture drawing, basically, you just block out the big central shape and then use basically the gesture drawing thing of making very long lines to get the shape. And then you go to chicken scratches.
Yep. On my chicken sketches. And I like to
Hmm.
draw small. So yeah, small, and then
Hmm.
I enlarge that, and I go from
Hmm.
there. Oh, whoops.
Sort of like creating the thumbnail for the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting as well.
See, here I am using the guidelines
Hmm.
for the cone nose. Like we get it, it's striped, but it's not gonna look like this. It's too flat.
Hmm.
Make it 3D.
Yes. For shapes, that is about all the basic questions I have. I do have one, which is because of the way you approach bodies, you probably just started drawing them and figuring out what works for you? Or did you pick up the technique anywhere in specific?
It's always gonna be the first one. Like whatever works for me.
Hmm.
And if I don't like it, I'll fix it. Don't worry.
So shapes like colors, like everything so far is for you mostly just place it and tweak it until it fits.
Mm-hmm.
We talked enough about perspective already, so I will go over. To be fair, actually, you did get into foreshortening a little while ago when you talked about basically placing the camera. When you
Mm-hmm.
drew the leg bigger of a sitting person because the camera was closer.
Yeah.
How often do you work with more complex perspective effects?
Not a lot. It's another one of the things I don't do because I
Hmm.
don't understand it. Like I do, but just to a specific point. So I
Hmm.
just keep most of my pieces just flat.
To be fair, with how
Mm.
fast you work through pieces, I think you will need a lot more guidelines and it will take more time and yeah.
Yeah, just yeah.
It will just drain your energy probably for the moment.
Hmm.
Which dials back to the point earlier, which was practice good as long as you have fun.
Yeah, and I always quote from Pixar like you can't rush art. I need to get
Hmm.
that tattooed sometime. I love that quote.
That is a very good quote. Can't rush art. Which is also funny tying it back to when you said earlier you want to get it done, so.
Because I was raised like that, but I'm like I want to. I want to take my time on this,
Hmm.
but I want to get it done.
Yes.
Another thing, like when I do commissions, I'm afraid like someone's rushing me. Like they want to get
Hmm.
this done at a specific day, and I'm like, I'm sorry it's taking so long. I'm a slow artist. Like I apologize. I say this to every client, like, I'm sorry for the wait, but here you are. Is there anything I need to fix? And they're like, no, I love it so much. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm always scared.
Yeah. I do have the interesting questions because when you got to 3 point perspective and reflection, all that kind of stuff, and you seem to work very technical, would you see yourself being able, for example, to draw a fisheye lens perspective? Or that kind of stuff?
Oh no, I can't. I've seen so many video tutorials. I'm like, okay, so you do this. I'm like, okay, I do that, and they already got some kind of portrait going on. I'm like, wait, slow down. I missed a step. No, I cannot do fisheye. Even
Hmm.
though this program itself has where is it? It has a fisheye perspective, and no, I can't.
Hmm.
You can give me all the tools, and I can't.
I mean, you work a lot with the picture you have in your head, so that does make sense. And it is crazy
Yeah.
difficult. But I think it shows as well that it's not exactly important to know all of the fundamentals down to the detail to create absolutely stunning art, because that's what your art is.
Stop.
Yes, never. Or to start your own webcomic. When we get back to webcomic and all that kind of stuff, because composition is very important, I think, for webcomics as well. How you place the actual scene and everything. How do you go about that?
I don't know. I when I plan out my webcomic, I have some kind of dialogue like, oh, you're gonna say this and that, and then some action thing is gonna happen here, like gets a bowl of cereal, and then they talk this and this. I'm like, okay, so who's gonna have more screen time or whatever? Who's gonna have more reading time?
Mhm.
So I'll do here, speech bubble here from this person, speech bubble from here. I try to fill in as much space as I can because backgrounds, some action, small action here and there, like I blink, I
Mhm.
oh something, wow, yeah, something, wow, yeah. I roughly do it like that. I do my
Mhm.
chicken scratches and then I go in all the details. Yeah, that's how I plan out my
Mhm.
comics.
But basically, for making scenes, you also create a thumbnail first, just very roughly to see what you're working with.
Hmm. Thumbnails, um, put in the dialogue there. It is important, and then
Mhm.
work from there. Yeah, like here's one from my very latest page. I'm like, okay, so he's
Oh.
drawing that. Sleepy boy got out of bed, getting a banana. It's like, oh wait a minute, you're drawing something. It's like, wow,
uh,
did you draw this? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And then in the end, let me enlarge that. Let me add in the final piece to those who don't know what it looks like. And there's the final piece. Like,
mhm.
yeah, he's drawing something. He got out of bed. Little interaction here and there. And then bam.
Yes.
Also, like, shout out to my bestie who drew this. I love them so much. So
It's
thumbnails
very
work.
cool.
And then chicken scratch away there. Yeah.
Mhm. So the first thing you do is make the thumbnail, make it very roughly, and then just work it out a little more with whatever technique works for you, mostly chicken scratches, and then work out the details. When you plan out the thing, there's a little action here and that kind of stuff, so you have a sort of variety that you try to follow in your head of how you make the scenes follow each other, I assume. So saying, okay,
Yeah.
there's a still picture here, there is movement here, there's an action there. Is there any specific guideline you follow, or is it just going by feeling to make it fluid?
Lately, I've been doing it by feeling, but I have seen quite a lot of webcomic tips and tricks.
Hmm.
Like, because everyone knows, like, Western comics, you go from here, there, and then here, there, and then bam, here. And then mangas, it's backwards. Yeah. And then, like, let's say you got this piece and this piece, you got these 3 pieces, and then you got those 3 pieces. Which way are you reading? So I try to avoid all of these as I can because they'll think like, oh, you read from here to there. I'm like, no, you read here to there. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, I avoid all of those. I keep things simple. My latest pages, I noticed that it's these 2, these 3, and then this or just a blank. And I'm like, I need to change things up a bit.
And when placing objects in the scene, do you follow any specific guide, or is it also just by feeling of what looks good?
I try to follow these I don't know if you notice when you take pictures, has like these guys and you're trying to figure out like what does this mean? Well, say for example, you have this is like my favorite piece of paintings by the way. Like you got a little person here, you got they're on top of like this some sort of mountain here, and you got like this huge landscape and it's just clouds or whatever, and they got like some little red scarf or whatever. Because focal point is right here, and it's not in the center. Because in the center, it just doesn't look right. Yeah, small things like that. So when I drew that guy coming out of the bedroom as he's sleepy, he's gonna be right here, and this doesn't matter. So we'll just put the bedroom door right here. Yeah, yeah, focal point here. I try to follow things like that.
So going by thirds.
Yeah.
Yes. And I assume you just do one point of light wherever it makes sense, given that light is very scary.
Yeah.
Well, this is basically the fundamentals for art that I have laid out in generalization. I've also mixed in some questions about webcomics in between already. But I would also like to ask about animation and stuff. Because I think you did do some animations.
I have some. Hey, here's one I did. I think my latest animation work. They'll load up. So yeah, I still got the anime in me. This is a very simple one. Is not a whole lot.
Munch.
She munch on that pizza.
That is a good munch.
Yep. I guess I assume you want to know like how I time things in frames, the in betweens. Yes. All right. Let's see what I got.
How you storyboard and everything.
It's barely loading in.
Yes, no worries.
But bam, jump scare. See if I can try to hide any of this. What is that? Okay, you know what? That file's too big. I can't. Those are wings. Let's do a little mini storyboard here. So let's say, for example, I got one. It's just one singular person, and they're going like they want to wave, something like that. I'm like, okay, there's one storyboard. That's what it's gonna look like, and an animatic. They're gonna continue waving, and it's like, okay, I want the arm to go this way, this way, this way. Elbow stays here. So yeah, there's that. I gotta do the in-betweens. And I like to do in-betweens. Here's arm number 1. Here's arm number 2. And then here's arm number 3. Starting point and then ending point. And then I like to add a little bounce to it. Let's do a ball this time. Actually,
the classic.
I think I could just do balls. I think I could just do one quickie animation. Say ball. I want it to go over here. How am I going to do that? I'm pretty sure there's like different method types for the ball to move. You can go like a squish, you could go with lines,
Mm-hmm.
Go with smudge or maybe like maybe what's it, delayed frames? I prefer to go with like a smush. So let me copy this. Let me add a new frame. That's gonna be that. I don't know how it just works. My onions. So there's my before frame and my after. So now I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna what I like to do is I like to place it directly in the middle, give it some stretch. Your ball can move from point A
Yes.
to point B, but it looks too flat. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? That's it's a small detail, but I like give it a little bounce, just like a few pixels here and there, and then woof, like you'll see the magic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one should be yeah. So he's ball is starting here, it's going in, it's stretching over, it stops here. Let's give it a little bounce. It's like there's a wall here. Very subtle, but it's gonna be a little bounce. So now
Mm-hmm.
my ball should be like this. So much more lifelike.
Mm-hmm. Because the velocity stops. Not immediately, but with a little
Exactly.
bounce.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know the words I'm looking for. I just don't. So it's starting here. It's about to go. I go, and then bam, there's a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I do most of my animations. Like here, there was a little bounce before she took a bite.
Mm-hmm.
Like where is it? Yeah, the little bounce right there, and then she goes up, 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 and then chomp. That's your main
Yes.
point, and then slowly go back into the first frame. That's how I usually do my animations. And as for the tail, that's just random. I know like right here, the tail is not supposed to move, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the base, and it just goes looping around.
Yes.
That I just play around with. This I focus on a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I do my animations.
I mean, that comes down to a lot of basic knowledge of how things move and basically the little charge up and everything to make things visually have velocity and power
Hmm.
behind the movements. Is it just from intuition, or did you look at a lot of guides and stuff?
A lot of guys, a lot of self teaching. Like I didn't
Hmm.
really get into a whole bunch of animation until COVID. And I'm like, you know what? I want to do animation memes finally. Like no more tweening. I want to learn frame to frame. So let me just play around with here and there. And I don't
Hmm.
know. This is what I got.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all I got.
But it's still very helpful. Thank you. So, da-da-da-da. This is actually all of the main questions I have for fundamentals.
Cool.
Unless, do you have any big topic of when it comes to your art that you want to talk about? Otherwise, I still have some fun questions.
What questions do you got in mind?
The first one, everyone's favorite probably, but
Oh
would you
no.
rather draw? Okay, I think the question is a bit easier for you, but would you rather draw 50 hands, 25 ears, or 3 frames of a horse walking?
Specifically hands, ears, or horse?
Yes.
Uh I'm gonna go with the horse on this one. I
Or
do need to learn animals.
actually
Like I don't
choosing the
know.
horse for once. I can't believe it.
I guess
I was so sure you're gonna
yeah,
pick
so
hands.
that's no, no, fuck no. Okay, so there, and then I know it's there. I don't know, I guess the more I learn, and then struts, and then walking. I don't know. I most likely go with the horse on this one. I'll learn eventually. Just no ears or hands.
So you just pick the horse for the challenge or to avoid hands and ears?
Could be both. Could be.
I see, I see. I'm just glad the horse got picked for once, okay?
Why? What did everybody else choose?
Everyone else picked ears.
Understandable. But I don't know. I do my ears different. I got no specific thing, like pointy ear, that
Uh-huh.
little ding, whatever these are. Yeah. I
Mhm.
don't pay attention to a lot of ears. Like I get it.
You are the bravest of them all yet.
And somehow I this goes for everything. I always pick for the one that gets the least picked. Like you got that one character no one likes, I'll like him. I always do that unintentionally.
Uh-huh. This is more of a subjective question, but when you look at animates or hand-drawn animation and stuff and there's a 3D horse, what's your opinion? Do you mind the horse?
I guess if the animation stands out from everything else, I guess like if it's a 2D and like a whole 2D animation this or that and it's like hand drawn by it. It's not 3D modeled or anything and then out of nowhere there's like some 3D ball or something, then yeah, that will bother me. But I guess it shouldn't. I guess if it just stands out then yeah,
Maybe that is a very
it makes
subjective
sense.
thing. No judgmental there. We all know animating horses is apparently the challenge of them all.
I mean just the fact that I don't even like to draw animal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When it comes to inspirations, is there any... We have movies already, but when it comes to video games or webcomics in general, anything that inspired you?
Video games and webcomics. I will be honest, I never touched the game, but I really love the art style of Don't Starve.
Hmm.
I think that game has the chibi style I'm looking for. Anyway, but I don't want to steal it.
Hmm.
I rather find my own. Other webcomics or uh I guess not webcomic, but a comic. Slow ass PC. Also, I think I got so many Joanne Fabric tabs open.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna skip out on the 90% off.
Hmm. Understandably.
Okay, so like back in 2017, 18, 19, one of those 3 years, I had a really massive David Bowie phase to the point
Hmm.
where I even like hyperfixation on the lore of the Labyrinth, and I noticed they had like some comic series going on for like who are the parents of the Goblin King, kind of so on and
Hmm.
so forth. And like, go away, art, go away, wheel. This, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. So
Hmm.
this got me really hooked onto it.
Hmm. I do
There's
remember the
that.
movie.
I love the movie. But oh
Yes.
my gosh, the green screen was so terrible. I guess there's
Yes.
that stands out. Uh Games or the webcomics. Not the I keep saying that.
That is completely fine. Mood-wise, you do draw a lot of horror, be it cute horror or basically the homicide for mood.
Yeah.
Are there any other moods you like to draw, or is it just your art style and your mood is just that?
Other art styles. Let me see what I got. Besides everything being muted and sad and creepy. Uh well, I guess I do have another mood, but it's not Twitch friendly. Wink
Ah,
wink.
I see, I see.
There's that. Hmm, I guess that's the only other one is either like creepy horror or that.
Oops, all creepy. But yeah, honestly,
I guess it's those.
looks amazing, so why bother? I think it just shows you should
um,
just draw what you have fun with.
yeah, I'm checking from the previous years too. It's the same thing.
It ties a bit closer to the next question as well, but more loosely. Um,
Mm.
when it comes to art block or art burnout, how do you deal with that?
I just play with games, or I'll doom scroll on TikTok until I see something that sparks inspiration in me.
Hmm.
I tend to do that a lot.
So just take a break.
Like, yeah, like I see an artist do this, I'm like, that's so cool. I want to do my own, and then I start, and I'm like, how do I sketch again? Like, I don't want to do this, but I gotta.
Uh-huh.
I've been, I've been cursed with this talent, unfortunately. Thanks, mom.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So basically take a break, and when something inspires you, just get going.
Yeah.
Also good advice. And talking
Yeah.
about advices, there is infinite tutorials on the internet when it comes to art and advices. Is there any bad advice you see often?
Obviously, don't use AI for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Guess the obvious ones like don't steal, don't trace, and claim it as yours. When it comes to like colors, don't draw a red character and then have a red background to a specific artist. Don't do that. Uh, yeah. I really can't think of anything else.
That's completely fine.
Sorry. I guess it's like
Mm-hmm.
have fun, experience all this and that. If it fits
Yes.
you, it fits you.
Just draw what you want. When it comes to drawing fan art, is it just, do you draw it because you're inspired in the moment to just draw it in your style?
I haven't drawn a lot of fan art lately. Like the only reason why I keep drawing him is because like I got a streak going on. I've been drawing him every year since 2014. I gotta keep it up.
Hmm.
I don't know. Something tells me to do that. Something big is trending and I happen to like know the fan base or the community or whatever. I'll join in. I'll doodle something here and there. Or if I got an old, I'm like, oh hey, yeah, so here's some fan art I did years ago.
Basically, when the mood hits you and or something is trending, you enjoy as well.
That or if I really like it, I want to show support. Like, yeah, here's my support.
Hmm. As I noticed when you drew the shading of the hair, you kind of went about it the other way around. It looked very funky. It was fun to watch.
But how I did the shine or how I colored it?
Yes, to both. You just blorbed it and then deleted and blorbed it again and suddenly bam, alpha lock delete.
Yeah, another detail I
Hmm.
like I'm not trying to steal her art style, Abigail Larson, but I noticed this in
Hmm.
her style, the little hair shines.
Yes.
I want to know if I can incorporate that into my style.
Hmm.
Subtly, subtle. That word.
Yes, that word. Something with subtle.
Yeah, subtle.
And yeah, that's about. I have like two more things. That's about all the questions I have. One of them, with all the advice you have already given and with all the knowledge you have already shared and all of the questions you have already answered, is there something in your brain that you still want to share? Like a good advice or a little teaching?
Draw whatever the fuck you want to draw.
That is a good
There.
advice.
Like I really don't have any other advice.
Hmm. Just draw what you want. And don't use AI.
Mm-hmm.
That covers all questions I have. I have been
You know,
noticing you
nose
do a
is
lot of
not dark
erasing.
enough. Because when I first got Clip Studio Paint, someone recommended like, oh, you should use this eraser if of like, let's say you do that,
Hmm.
you do that. Oh, you went out of the lines, and you're tired of doing this. Well, don't bother. Just get this magic eraser. Hold on. Get this magic eraser. It'll clean the outline for you. And I'm like,
Hmm.
I love this eraser. I want to marry this eraser if I can. Yeah, I've been using it for years.
Uh-huh.
Favorite thing ever.
Because I think I've seen a lot of people do that with Alpha Lock, so I don't know. I thought you were using that.
I am for like this is the base, and I'm putting all the details here.
Hmm.
And let me fix that up. I guess here. It's the clown.
Hmm. Yeah.
The clown.
It took you about 2 hours and you took breaks in between for showing off other stuff, so this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, remember to follow HauntedHue. Also, do you want to shout out your Blue Sky or Twitter or Vegan or I don't know?
Or all of the above.
All of the above. So yeah, that ends the interview part. Thank you so much for giving the interview, Hugh.
Yeah.
It was very cool and interesting.
I leave you all with the kiss of mwah.
Mwah. Bye bye.